I am tired of all the influencer content spreading across social media telling you have to hit these crazy amounts of protein consumption every single day. You have to do these extreme exercises or you have to buy these specific clothes. Otherwise, you're not going to get great results, right? Real performance and longevity with your health doesn't come from simply just doing more. It's about filtering through all of that noise and applying what works for you and what's going to help you move the needle towards success. Again, not just for the six-pack abs, right? But for how you think, how you lead, and how you stay at the top. So today, I'm giving you 5 facts that you've never heard regarding your health and performance as a founder and high performer. We're going to get right into it with fact number 1, and that is that dehydration of just even 1 to 2% of your body weight measurably impairs cognitive function. Your reaction time, your focus, your decision making, it all drops even before you even feel thirsty, right? And that's why it's so important to just have the water next to you in a water bottle, in a cup, because when it's in your sight, you're likely to just sip on it throughout the day, right? But out of sight, out of mind. Stay hydrated throughout the day, not just for the muscle tissue development, not just for overall bodily function, but especially for your mental cognition and mental performance. Moving on to fact number 2 about your health that you have never heard before. Zone 2 cardio is where real adaptation happens. Zone 2 cardio, right? The rule of thumb here is being able to hold a comfortable conversation while doing any sort of cardio exercise, right? Whether that be on the elliptical or the stationary bike or walking outside or on the treadmill, right? Doing that sort of cardio, but being able to hold a comfortable conversation. That means you are in zone 2. Or if you have any sort of smartwatch or device that can tell your heart rate, it's about 60 to 70% of your maximum heart rate. If you're in that zone 2 for any cardio exercise, this is where that mitochondrial efficiency occurs, right? People are stuck in that zone 3 or zone 4 cardio. That's not what you want, right? It's too intense to provide any sort of adaptation, but also not intense enough for any recovery benefits. Zone 2 is the cardio that you want to be doing 3 to 5 times per week for obviously burning calories, but also not burning through your central nervous system, the system that controls everything, not just with your fitness, but how you perform in business. Health fact number 3, creatine isn't just for bodybuilders, it directly fuels the brain, right? Studies have shown that it improves working memory and reduces mental fatigue, even and especially under sleep deprivation, right? I have said it for years, especially to my clients, but to everybody who asks me about creatine. It is a natural steroid. I don't see anybody who shouldn't be taking it, right? If you're an athlete or not, it's going to help with physical benefits, but obviously as well, mental and cognitive benefits. Creatine is amazing. Again, it's the most researched supplement on earth. It's only dangerous unless you have pre-existing conditions. If you're hydrating properly every single day, creatine, 5 to 10 grams, is a natural steroid that is going to help you perform at your highest capacity. And the reason hydration is crucial when you are taking creatine is because creatine simply just pulls any extra water into your muscle cells, right? So it's going to dehydrate your whole and rest of your body very easily. So in order for it to work, it needs that proper hydration. If you're not hydrating properly, you're just going to get very dehydrated and not get the benefits. Now for the 4th health fact that I know you have never heard of, and I believe that this is the most important one we'll talk about today, is that VO2 max is one of the strongest predictors of lifespan and cognitive performance. There was a study that was done in 2018 taking 120,000 adults, right, and measuring their VO2 max. And they found that the ones with the higher VO2 max dramatically had lower all-cause mortality rates. Your VO2 max basically tells you how efficient your body is at using oxygen in high stress and high pressure environments. Exactly what an entrepreneur and high performer goes through every single day, right? So when you're training, it's not just for the abs, it's not just for bigger biceps, right? For the muscle growth. It's also training your central nervous system, training for a higher VO2 max that is going to drop all-cause mortality rates, but also allow you to perform at your highest capacity, because this is the metric that tells you what your ceiling is in terms of how high you can perform. Most CEOs, again, are not tracking their VO2 max. They're focused on calorie deficits and protein consumption. Those are obviously important, but when it comes to high performance activities and measures, that VO2 max is crucial. And last but not least, the fifth and final health fact that you have never heard before is you lose roughly 1 to 2% of testosterone per year after the age of 30. Sleep deprivation, chronic stress, and avoiding and skipping resistance training, right? Muscle tissue and development has a huge role in this, as well as your sleep, right? That is when testosterone is primarily produced. Okay, and so if you're sleep deprived, if you're chronically stressed, you're not really strength training, you're just focusing on cardio, thinking that that's enough, this is why you're feeling constantly tired. This is why you're not as aggressive as you used to be as a business owner, as a high performer, right? You want your testosterone levels on your side. You don't want to allow them to decline as you age. And like I said, it's very reversible, but you have to implement the right systems so that you can reverse that process and maybe even increase your testosterone at 50 years old from maybe when you were 30. Most men don't notice the gap until it's very significant, right, with their testosterone decline. So make sure you get your blood tested, make sure you see what your testosterone levels are at and what measures you potentially need to make. So there you have it, 5 health facts that I know you have never heard before. I wanted to keep this video very short, very effective, but most importantly, very applicable, right? There is so much information going around from all of these fitness influencers on YouTube, on Instagram, on TikTok, Twitter, whatever it may be. You don't know who to listen to, right? And that's why I said in the very beginning, it's important to filter through all of this noise and apply what works for you to help you move that needle, all right? And at the end of the day, yes, protein is important. Yes, the calorie deficit is important, but there are so many other things that are more important for high performance, right? It's not just about looking great in the mirror. The physique and attaining a great physique and body, that is inevitable when you focus simply on the more important things and how you increase your performance, right? And then again, like I said, the physique is just going to follow. It's just going to come along the way. So focus on all of these performance metrics. Focus on taking care of your health now before it's too late. Don't wait for something to happen. Don't wait for your doctor to tell you that you need to make some changes. Make those changes first. Avoid all of those health risks and make sure to follow these 5 facts. And also, if you feel you're in a position where you've made some great results with your health, with your physique, but you know that there's yet another higher level that you can achieve, go to my Instagram, drop me a follow, and DM me the word now. That tells me that you are ready to get to that next level, right? Stop wasting time. Stop trying to filter through all the bullshit that's going around. Let's get you on a personalized approach and get you to that next level for your health, for your business, for your family, for you. So like I said, go drop me a follow on Instagram. Let me know if you like this style of video, right? Let me know if you want to know a couple more facts in terms of health that you may have never heard about. And I'll see you in the next video.